Hello, and welcome to the Modern Speakeasy. Today, in case you can't tell, we're drinking some whiskey. I'm Rusty, your bartender. Actually, not a bartender. Never worked in a bar. Worked in a restaurant, but never bar back or bartender or anything like that. But hey, that's what makes this show interesting. We get to try some things that I don't really know about, but I've learned over the years, and this quarantine has been great for me to learn the arts of cocktail making. So today on the Modern Speakeasy, we are going to learn one of my new favorite drinks, and I think a fantastic drink for the holiday season, the Cranberry Rosemerry Whiskey Sour. It's delicious. So, what do we need to make a Cranberry Rosemerry Whiskey Sour? Well, in terms of alcohol, one ingredient, whiskey. This is Knob Creek rye, 100 proof. I like rye in my sours because the spice complements the sour quite well. No need to go barrel proof or anything crazy like that, as it will overpower most of the drink here. Well, maybe not the cranberry, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. I'm using Knob Creek just because I'm using my Knob Creek glass, but any rye. My go-to is this bottle of Rittenhouse rye right here. I love this. This is my go-to rye all day, every day drinking. I go through bottles. That's it for alcohol. Tools, we'll need obviously our rocks glass, our strainer, jigger for measuring if you are still learning to measure like me, shakers to shake, bar spoon for a very secret ingredient, sour mix. This is quite literally 1 part lemon juice, 1 part lime juice, and 1 part simple syrup. 2 to 1 simple syrup, 2 parts sugar for 1 part water. This way it's shelf stable. Cranberry juice, 100% cranberry juice. This is just nature's promise. Rosemary, I've got a sprig right here, and then cranberries. While I would love to do this with fresh cranberries, these last a lot longer, so I can make this drink for a longer period of time without having to worry about cranberries going bad. So these are just dried. So now what do we do? Well, first, it is 2 ounces of rye whiskey, 1.5 ounces of the sour mix in the shaker, cracked ice, shaken, poured over a nice fancy ice cube. Then I'm going to burn the rosemary to give a char smokiness. Put some dried cranberries in there, and then float the cranberry juice. So let's get started with the mixing of these cocktails. Now this is my favorite bar trick. Making my own cracked ice with a big block of ice and a bar spoon. Check this out. It does tend to make a little bit of a mess, but if you're not making a mess here, you're really having fun, didn't think so. Now, you shake. Now, because we're using cold, it's going to create a nice vacuum seal. So, let's get shaking. And now, the pop. I was really vacuum sealed on there. First, we do need our clear ice. Clear ice into the glass. I like trying to stand as tall as possible. The pour. Perfect. Now I'm going to take my rosemary here, and we're going to light it on fire. Nice and smoky. Just drop that right in the drink. The aroma of the charred rosemary is filling the air. I find it quite delicious. I'm going to take some cranberries. Again, preferably fresh, but I have dried. They'll work just fine. They won't float as well. Some might. Some won't. That's okay. And then we're going to float the cranberry juice. Now, because I'm using a nice large ice cube, I'm going to pour it right onto the ice cube. If I was doing this just without ice in the glass and using the shaking to chill the drink enough, I would use the back of a bar spoon. But since I have a nice surface to distribute the surface tension, we should get a nice float. Well, sadly this time we did not. We kind of got a reverse. Not sure what happened there, but that's okay. It's still going to be delicious. The float is really for presentation regardless. So I'm just going to take my bar spoon, give it a little stir to mix it up and get all the flavors incorporated. And this is a cranberry rosemary whiskey sour. How does it taste? First, I'm hit with some Knob Creek, hit with some of those spices, and the tartness of that cranberry really comes through. Then I get the sweet that's in the simple syrup and the sour mix, and then it complements that tartness of the cranberry with the tartness of the sour. It is a delicious drink. Then on the nose, I'm getting that rosemary, both the smell and the char, so I'm getting some extra smoke to go with it. It really is a delicious cocktail. You don't have to char the rosemary. You could just drop the sprig in there for the aroma effect. But I wanted to play with some of the charred elements to complement the charred of the whiskey barrel. I think this is fantastic. Once you get to the bottom of it, those dried cranberries are a little bit rehydrated with delicious cocktail goodness. And I must say, it really is a great drink. So, I'm going to have some more. So when you do float it, and I'm really bummed that I did not get to float this time, but that's okay. We're not all perfect. When you do float it, you do get a slight separation. You get the cranberry juice up front, then followed by the whiskey sour. With it mixed, you're getting the whiskey, then the tart, and then the sour. It's a unique play. I'm used to it floating, but together they all complement themselves really well. And then being mixing of that with the charred rosemary in there, I'm getting more even distribution of the rosemary. It really is quite good. Excellent drink for the cocktails at your holiday party, or just holiday get together, or just for the holidays. If you just need a holiday drink and you like whiskey, this fits the bill quite well. It's red, it's jolly, it's cranberries, which I always think of this time of year. And you know what? I really, really can't complain. It's a delicious drink. Really don't need too many ingredients. Most of these things you probably already have. I mean, maybe sour mix, but you could always go to the store and buy some. I prefer making it myself, so here we are. Whiskey, back onto the shelf you go. Quite delicious. Thank you so much, guys. As always, this is Rusty with the Modern Speakeasy. Your bartender, your bar back, your bar bench. Bar bench. That's a bitch and wench put together. Your bar wench, whatever you're going to call me. Feel free to stop by anytime. And until next time, fighting, stealing, and drinking. Enjoy, drink responsibly, and I'll see you guys next time.